So next problem we're going to rule of dominance method we're going to apply in this game. So reduce the following game with the help of dominance rule and then determine the value of game. Here player B using B1, B2, B3, B4 strategies and player using A1, A2, A3, A4 strategies. So here the first we need to find like row minimum value, and here first as it is we have to check whether, so first row minimum value here is 0, first row, and second row minimum value here is 2, and third row minimum value here is 0, and fourth row minimum value here is 0. So among this maximum 2, this is we call maxi min. So now in column we're going to find the first maximum value. So maximum value in first column 4, second column also 4, third column 4 and fourth column 8. So among this minimum value any one value you can take. So minimax equal to 4. So now minimax does not equal to maximin. So there is no saddle point, but if it is 2 by 2 matrix, then we can able to solve like a problem. So now this pair of matrix we have to reduce by 2 by 2 matrix. So now this is 4 by 4 pair of matrix. So how we are going to reduce? By applying rule of dominance. So here dominated column, dominated row, here two rules we are going to apply. Dominated row, which means, so row value greater than, so row value lesser than or equal to any other row value or average of any other row values, any other two row values. But in dominated column here is column value greater than or equal to any other column value or average of any other two column value. So we can compare with, say here row value means any one row can comparing with this lesser than other row, we call it a dominated row. Any column which is greater than some other column we call as dominated column. So here dominated row and dominated column we're going to delete in first case. So we're going to check with the row basis. In first row, so dominated in first row value now just comparing within first row here 3, 2, 4, 0. When you comparing with other row, I am going to comparing A1 and A2. So in A1, A2 I am going to compare. So here A1 values, this is A2 values. So A1 values here 3, 2, 4, 0. A2 values 3, 4, 2, 4. So here 3 is lesser than or equal to 3, 4 is lesser than or equal to 4, but this value 4 is not lesser than, this is greater than. So here this is lesser than, this is this is equal to, less than or equal to, this is lesser than. But whenever greater than lesser than is interchanged, we cannot apply the dominance rules. So we are going to check with this A1 with A3 values. So A3 column value is 4, 2, 4, 0. Here 3 is lesser than 4. So we can I will write down next to A1 and A3. So A1 value is first I write down 3, 2, 4, 0, and A4 value 4, 2, 4, 0. So A3 is lesser than 4 and 2 is equal to 4 is equal to and 0 is equal to. So here all values are either less than or equal. So this is we can know comes under rule of dominant. So A1 is dominated row, so by A4 row. So here, so this dominated row A1 row we can remove in the next iterations. So remaining rows we can write, remaining pair of matrix we can write. So now after removing this, if you go and write down here A2, A3 and A4. This is B1, B2, B3 and B4. Here A2 value 3, 4, 2, 4 and A3 4, 2, 4, 0, 8, 4, 0, 4, 0, 8. So now you can compare with, so now we're going to check any column basis. So here B1 column values is greater than or equal to B3 values. Here B1 column value is 3, 4, 0 and B3 column value is 2, 4, 0. Here 3 is greater than 2, 4 is equal to 0, 0 is equal to 0. So all the values in the B1 is either greater than or equal to. So this is dominated column comparing with B3 column. So this is dominated. So this column I am going to remove when I comparing with B1 with B3. So this is dominated column. So this I am going to remove in the next iteration. So what are the B2, B3, B4, A2, A3 and A4. Now B2 4, 2, 4, 2, 4, 0 and 4, 0, 8. So now if you comparing with first column with second column, 4 is greater than but 2 is lesser than. So these two we cannot apply rule of dominance. If you are going to compare with B2 with B4, 4 is equal to 4 but 2 is greater than 0 but 4 is lesser than. Whenever there is greater than or lesser than occurs, we cannot apply rule of dominance. And similarly, if you are going to comparing with B3 and B4, 2 is lesser than but 4 is greater than. Here also we cannot apply. So now I am going to take average of this B3 and B4. Average of B3 and B4, which means 2 plus 4 by 2 I will get 3. Here 4 plus 0 by 2 I will get 2 and 0 plus 8 divided by 2 I will get 4. Now B2 here is greater than average of B3 and B4. 4 is greater than 3, 2 is equal to 2 and 4 is equal to 4. So all this value here is greater than or equal to average of B3 and B4. So this column is dominated column against B3 and average of B3 and B4. So this we can remove in the next iteration. So B3 and B4, 2, 4, 4, 0, 0, 8. Here is A2, A3, A4. Now in column basis no more we cannot do. Now in row basis we will check. In A2 row I am comparing with A3 row. Here 2 is lesser than 4 but 4 is greater than 0. So we cannot apply. And A2 comparing with A4, 2 is greater than 0 but 4 is lesser than 8. This also cannot apply. When I compare with A3 and A4, 4 is greater than 0 but 0 is lesser than 8. So now what are you going to do? Similarly how we calculated average of two columns, here also I am going to take average of A3 and A4. What will get? 4 plus 0 divided by 2 and 0 plus 8 divided by 2. So here we will get 2 and 4. Now all values in A2, 2 is equal to 2 and 4 is equal to 2. So either can be equal or lesser. So row value is lesser than among this average of. So A2 here is dominated row. So this I can remove. So remaining value I can write down. Here is A3 and A4. Here is B3 and B4. 4, 0, 0, 8. So understand here A2 is dominated against average of A3 and A4. So now we know how to solve this mixed 2% zero sum without saddle point. So here first value the difference between these two values is 8 minus 0. 8, ignore the sign. Here difference between these two value 4. Here difference between the second column value 8. Here difference between the first column value 4. Next 8 divided by 8 plus 4. Here 4 divided by 8 plus 4. Here 8 divided by 8 plus 4. 4 divided by 8 plus 4. So here 8 by 12 will come, so that we can write 2 by 3. This is 4 by 12 will come, so we can write 1 by 3. Similarly here 2 by 3 or 1 by 3. Now value of game. Here first any one, if you going to calculate through column basis, 4 multiply with this and 0 multiply with this value. So 4 into 2 by 3 plus 0 into 1 by 3, totally 0 into anything going to be 0. So 4 into 2 by 3 will get 8 by 3. So this is value of game. So